Okay, good evening. Apologize for the 10 minutes delay. Good evening, folks. I would like to welcome everybody to the meeting this evening of the sixth meeting of the 13th elected Town Council of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. I would like to accept a motion to adopt the agenda of the sixth meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda with the insertion of information from a privileged meeting and additional recommendations.
Okay, it's been moved to by Deputy Mayor Wallace to amend the agenda, seconded by Councillor Brumfield. Any discussion? All those in favour indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Okay. I'm now going to pass the gavel over to the Deputy Mayor to deal with an issue from the privileged meeting. And I will pass it to you, and you can assume the gavel. And I would assume Councillor Yes. And Councillor Brumfield as well, please.
Whether they're in conflict. Call for discussion? Call for discussion? Okay. In a privileged meeting of council held on December 5th, 2021, Councillor Winters and Mayor Andrews declared a possible conflict of interest regarding the McLean Crescent Playground and subsequently left the meeting. Councillor Bennett, who had previously been found in conflict of interest, also left the meeting. Deputy Mayor Wallace, myself, called for a discussion in the matter of Councillor Winters' conflict of interest, then a vote. Council unanimously voted Councillor Winters did not have a conflict of interest. Did have a conflict of interest. My apologies. Thanks, Councillor Rumbold. Deputy Mayor Wallace, myself.
We're going to have a vote again now to,
So,
to ratify the motion.
call for discussion on that one, or just to vote whether they are?
It's a privileged meeting, so we don't bring the discussion forward.
Okay.
But we do have the vote again.
So we're going to have a vote, call for a vote on that conflict, whether Councillor Winters is in conflict. Show of hands.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, unanimous. Myself called for a discussion in the matter of Mayor Andrews' conflict of interest, then we voted. Council unanimously voted that Mayor Andrews was not in conflict with respect to the McLean Crescent Playground. Mayor Andrews, Councillor Bennett, and Councillor Winters returned and were advised of the votes. May I have a show of hands to vote whether Mayor Andrews was not in conflict?
Sorry, can you clarify, we're voting?
We're voting again
Not.
that he was not in conflict.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, unanimous. If you can let him in back.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor Wallace. We'll move into delegations now. Any delegations? Are there any delegations?
Yes. One or two? One. Oh.
One delegation? And
Delegation.
Ms. Duyson? So, yep, 10 minutes. No, there won't be a debate back and forth. We'll just ask for your presentation, and then we'll move forward.
Okay, thank you. I'm hoping I'm not here, I'm here for no reason, actually. As you know, I'm fully supporting the proposed playground on the McLean Crescent Loop, as I did with the prior council, and we unanimously supported in a motion on August the 10th. I spoke to Municipal Affairs today, which provided me much clarification on conflict of interest as well as the process of rescinding motions. As you all probably are aware, Holly Scott is a wealth of information, and I encourage any counselors to reach out to her if they have any questions. We played phone tag a little bit for today, but I spoke with her in depth about what constitutes conflict of interest and what constitutes a reason for rescinding a motion. As long as councillors are putting the best interest of the town first and foremost, and not personal gains or losses, then I would assume that we would have nothing to worry about. As I stated during November's meeting, the equipment needs to be ordered like yesterday. So my fear is that this is a delay tactic. If something happens today where it is deferred or the motion is rescinded, then it is another stall tactic which will prevent this playground from happening at all. As we know, as it was stated in the meeting, the public consultation or the public information session, whatever we were calling it, this is a group of community-minded individuals who took it upon themselves to not come to council looking for money, but to come to council saying, we have money. We have a commitment from businesses, from organizations, and from individuals to put the money for this playground equipment into place at no cost to the town. So in reality, we weren't looking for money from the town. The playground committee wasn't looking for money, and back then, we are in a pandemic, we're still in a pandemic, and of course we didn't have any money anyway. So it was, to me, a no-brainer that this would be a reality. I did not think for 1 second that there was going to be any opposition to this proposed playground. And apparently, there is some opposition. As I'd stated the last time I presented last month, I requested that we have a breakdown of the letters for and against for this playground, for making this playground a reality, or if something happens that is not going to be a reality. I would just implore council, you put your name on the ballot to do what's best for the town and not for yourself, whether you live in the area or have family in the area or not. This is a predominantly younger population in an area that doesn't have a playground. We had some very emotional conversations at the Legion by residents who were ecstatic that this was going to be a possibility. We also had, as you know, you guys were there, or most of you were there, we had some very, I'll use the term, ignorant comments made specifically by certain individuals. I would hope that when you look at what's best for the community, the right decision will be made. And I'm just going to stick around and wait to see what happens with the CSR recommendation. But I thank you for your time, and like I said, you know, I know that people put their name on the ballot to do what's best for the community, and I'm assuming that my trust in that is going to prevail. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. All right, no more delegations. We'll proceed with the adoption of the previous minutes from the 5th meeting. So we've had them. Look for a motion to adopt the minutes. So moved. Moved by Deputy Mayor Wallace, seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? Contrary-minded? We've adopted the minutes. Correspondence, please. Anybody? We can run down. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up in terms of correspondence? I will go down through the list we have. As soon as I found it, there's nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, all right. I will share one piece of outgoing correspondence that I will have sent tomorrow with you. It's a letter to Hydro, to Mr. Rick Kennedy, and with the mayor's signature. I'm writing the letter to pass on thanks to you and your crews for your recent hard work during the power outage situation. Thankfully, the weather was in our favor, on one side, with temperatures not being below zero, but at the same time, the weather posed tremendous challenges to your crews who were out working in these conditions. I'd like to take this opportunity to express our community's sincere thanks for the efforts and countless hours of dedication of your employees for locating and effecting necessary repairs to bring power back to our community. All your employees, while all your employees also left their families and homes in the dark as they worked to restore power. Again, thanks, and please pass along this thanks to your team, and also extend best wishes of a happy and joyous holiday season to them and their families. So that's a letter going out to Mr. Rick Kennedy with Hydro. Okay, committees and recommendations, and we'll go to the first committee, Community Planning and Development. So I will pass the gavel to you.
Thank you very much. The Community Planning and Development Committee met on December 8th. The meeting was called to order at 4:35. In attendance was Councillor Pamela Duffett, Councillor Hayward Broomfield, Mayor George Andrews, Paul Zhao, GIS technologist, Executive Assistant Kathy Eddy, taking the minutes, and myself, Chair Ella Wallace. Regrets were CAO Nadine McCauley and Engineer Randy Dillon. We reviewed previous minutes and action items, and there were no errors or omissions. There was one delegation who presented via letter. Discussion on that. Community Development and Research position is vacant, and we're looking to find a replacement for that. Obviously, it's an important one for replacement, so we haven't had any ads on that one. We haven't advertised for that one. So something in the new year, definitely. There being no business, no further business, the meeting was adjourned at 5:34, and the next meeting scheduled for Wednesday, January 12th at 4:30 p.m. Please accept this as having my committee report being read. We have the following recommendations, of which the first one,
I'm going to declare conflict because it deals with me personally.
Adopt the report first.
Adopt the report?
adopt the report.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, adopt the report. So moved by Deputy Mayor Wallace to accept her Community Planning and Development report, seconded by Councillor Brumfield. Discussion. Okay, all those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded. Okay, we've adopted a report. So now I will pass the gavel back to Councillor Deputy Mayor Wallace, as this item affects me personally, so I'll declare conflict.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll have to vote on the motion or declare motion to find Mayor Andrews in conflict. Show of hands.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Unanimous. With that one, this is discretionary land use? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I've been asked to read this motion. Okay, this is for 64 Adams Loop for George Andrews, our current mayor. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council approve the application from George Andrews for discretionary use home-based business with the following conditions: compliance with all the town's development regulations, compliant with all other provincial or federal authorities as required, compliance with special reference to section 6.0, accessory use, 6.3, home business and residential land use class, that a fire and life safety inspection as per NFPA 101 be satisfactorily completed. And the application process, the CPD committee recommends that to initiate any development, an application must be completed and submitted before any visit takes place.
That's another one. Okay. All right, any discussions on that? All in favor on the recommendation?
Aye.
All unanimous. Can someone let Mayor Andrews back in? Thank you, Waylon. Good, thanks. Thank you, Mayor Andrews. I'll hand this back to you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Wallace.
I'll continue on with the recommendations of the Community Planning and Development Committee. We have 125-8797 Watson Rumbold. The CPD committee recommends that the council deny the Town of Happy Valley Goose Bay application 158-797 for the Crown Land application with the following conditions. Intended use is not permitted or discretionary under the municipal plan or development regulations in the Environment Protection Zone. It is not consistent under the Water Resources Management Division policies, policy for development in wetlands, and policy for food plain.
Okay, so it's a motion to deny this particular application made by Deputy Mayor Wallace, seconded by Councillor Duffett. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, next item, please.
We have 158824 Charlie F. Swain. The CPD committee recommends that council deny the Town of Happy Valley Goose Bay application 158824 for the Crown Land application with the following conditions. Residential use is not a permitted or discretionary use in the OSPT zone.
All right, it's moved by Deputy Mayor Wallace that we deny application 158824 by Mr. Charlie Swain. Seconded by Councillor Duffett. Discussion? All those in favor indicate with aye. Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Next item, please.
The last of the Crown Land applications, 158870 Pearl Jesse Winters. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council deny the Town of Happy Valley Goose Bay application 158770 for the Crown Land application with the following conditions. Residential use is not a permitted or discretionary use in the OSPT zone.
All right, it's been moved by Deputy Mayor Wallace that we deny application number 158, I'm going to say 770, but in one part it's 870. So the application by Pearl Winters. Seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Duffett. Any discussion? All those indicate with aye for positive.
Aye.
Negative. Contrary minded. We've passed. Next item, please.
1 Mealy Mountain Road, Lara Marina. The CPD committee recommends that council approve the application from Lara Marina for discretionary use home-based business for the following conditions. Compliance with all the town's development regulations, compliance with all other provincial or federal authorities as required, compliance with special reference to section 6.0 accessory use, 6.3 home business, and a residential land use class. That a fire and life safety inspection as per NFPA 101 be satisfactorily completed.
Okay, it's been moved to accept the to accept the application from 1 Mealy Mountain Road. Seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Brumfield. Discussion? Okay.
I do have one last recommendation. We have an application
one sec,
process.
just
Oh,
one more.
sorry.
All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Passed. Next item, please.
Jumping the gun.
Sorry, yeah.
The last one, the application process for the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that to initiate any development, an application must be completed and submitted before any site visit takes place.
It has been recommended by Deputy Mayor that we recommend, the recommendation that there be no development or discussion of development unless there's a completed and signed application submitted to the town. Seconder?
Second that.
Councillor Bennett, discussion. I'd just like to, this alleviates a lot of problems that we've come up with. I'm not sure how we can do discussions and then if we don't have, or how we can make decisions if there's no application. So what we've done here is just tightened up the process. So if someone wants to do something, you have to have the signed application, whether it be discretionary use or permit request. A signed application with details has to be submitted prior to the town engaging in recommendation to committee. All those in favor indicate with aye.
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 Contrary minded? Okay, we've now passed that. So we move into the next committee meeting, Community Services and Recreation. Who's bringing that to us this evening? Councillor Winters.
Yep.
Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
This will deal with the items discussed at our December 6th meeting. Meeting was called to order at 4:30. There was a review of previous minutes, action items, and there was no errors or omissions. Discussions. First discussion was a meeting with the Campers Association. The committee agreed that this item should be moved to the CPD committee, as RV parks are not considered under Recreation and Municipalities Act. Second was town events list update. Chair would requested a list of all town events and dates. PR manager said he will work with the program coordinator to develop the list. Number 3 was seniors meet and greet. The committee discussed hosting a seniors meet and greet similar to the coffee with the mayor. Committee asked the PR manager to look at some dates for the new year and book the Legion as a venue. It was also brought up that the town used to sponsor December birthdays at the long-term care facility pre-COVID, and suggested that since this is still on hold from COVID, find out what visitation restrictions are in place and send along a tray of sweets with a card from the town. 4 was the update on the CSR labor position, and interviews were held on December 7th, and that position has been filled. There was an update on the rental agreements and Vax Pass requirements. There was some issues with some users, and any questions should be directed to program coordinator based on what's required through provincial legislation. Also, there were dates for arena and wellness center tours. The committee decided to postpone the arena tours until after Christmas, basically because there's too many meetings and too many, the CSR staff are pretty much taxed during the Christmas season, so we will be arranging a meeting in the new year. There was also an update on the YMCA Cafe. There was discussion about the town's role in the operation of the Central Labrador YMCA Cafe. The committee has agreed that this is basically between the YMCA and the potential operator of the cafe. And lastly, with regards to what I can deal with, is the Mealy Mountain Complex. The town received a letter from Andrew Rousel requesting the town rejuvenate the soccer pitch behind Mealy Mountain Complex. The COA said this will be a budget item. The committee agreed that the soccer field upgrades with outside turf could be the beginning of a larger plan to develop the Mealy Mountain Complex. The chair asked the COA to locate the existing town plan and drawings for the area and share it with the committee as a starting point in the future development of the Mealy Mountain Complex. And there are no recommendations.
Okay, so there are no recommendations. So what I would ask now is that I'm going to speak to another issue, which 2 of our councillors are in conflict. So I'll
Yes,
ask
this
you
is
guys
why
if-
I left this out
Yep.
of my report. So.
Yep. If you guys would just give us a few minutes, I'll deal with that, and then we'll call you back in. A lot of procedural stuff this evening, so. All right, so I want to just bring up some discussion points and some information in terms of McLean Street Playground. I want to ensure that to the community that this is not a dead issue, and it's not a stalling tactic as been expressed by certain individuals. We followed through with a consultation process. There wasn't consultation, meaningful consultation held on this project. There was consultation held on a municipal general plan, but it didn't specifically deal with the issue that was brought to us, that we inherited as the 13th Council. So as a result of the meeting, we asked for feedback to be provided. And it wasn't a vote to see yes or no. It was to understand and gain additional knowledge and understand the issues that surrounded both sides of the issue. Last month, we were asked to provide the number of feedback opportunities that we received. To date, there are 128. There are 80 with positive feedback items, and there are 28 that have concern issues. So these issues and all of the feedback help us understand the issue better, along with the or helps our committee understand the issue, along with the public consultation process that we had. We've also found that there was no motion from previous council made to proceed with an application for funding request that was made to ACOA from a community. So there was an application for in excess of $50,000 that was put through that wasn't done as a result of a motion. So that caused us some concern as well. So right now, where we are is committee really needs time to understand and evaluate the feedback and make the right decision. And that decision isn't an easy decision, and there's a lot of issues. We were also, previous to this meeting, confronted with a presentation that indicated some issues in terms of conflict of interest, and they had to be dealt with, in a judicious manner, and they were. And now committee can continue to evaluate the feedback and put the information to committee to make a more full and a better informed recommendation to council. The issue in terms of the equipment side of stuff, and that to my understanding is there's about a 4-month lead in production. So if the project was to go ahead, this may see a month delay in that sort of deal. And but again, that's up to committee. So based on information that was shared, the 4-month thing wouldn't mean a detriment or be a detriment to the project. So that's where we are. So committee will reconvene over the next month and consider everything, and hopefully be in a position at the next committee, our council meeting, to bring recommendations forward from the committee. All right, anybody else have any further discussion on that item? All right, could we ask our two gentlemen to come back in, please? Thank you, Councillor Bennett, Councillor Winters. All right, let's move through the agenda now with the Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee, please. Pardon me? Oh. Oh, okay, there was no recommendations. I apologize. So he's presented his report with Community Service Recreation, and now can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second it.
Okay, seconded by Deputy Mayor Wallace. All those in favor of the CSR report, please indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Okay, we've accepted the report. Thank you, Ms. Eddy. All right, now let's move into Finance, Admin, and Policy.
Okay, the
Councillor Bunting.
Finance and Admin Policy did not meet during the month of December because our staff are busy working on the budget. Hopefully we'll be, by next council meeting, we should have a budget in place and see where we go from there. So there is no report and no recommendations from the Finance Admin this council meeting.
Yes, so we're deep into budget process. So we are good to move to the next agenda item? Thank you. All right, let's move to Municipal Services.
Sir?
Councillor Bennett.
Sir. Municipal Services, 4 or 5 items on the agenda for this evening, although the boys are quite busy out there. Okay. A, request to borrow, do I need to make a motion first?
You need your committee report.
Need your committee report first, sir?
Committee report. That's a good one. Make a motion to adopt the committee report? Would that be it? I don't have the committee report in front of me, I do not think. Nadine?
See, I can give it. Hold on.
Yeah. We'll get used to this after a while.
We're all learning.
No
This is
big
what,
deal.
month 3? So it's a process. We'll have it down soon.
Oh, the manager's reports? God, love you, so just read that. Okay, here I am, back at her. Okay, we did meet, we got manager's reports. Public Works. The manager's report was attached and reviewed. Crews performing regular seasonal duties, snow clearing, sanding, and repairs. Vehicle fleet preparation is complete for the winter season. Tipping fees at $280,008. Am I still allowed to go?
Yes, yeah.
$280,881. Sand load count is ongoing for the winter season, with approximately 50 loads used as of the week ending November 28th. Newly approved recreation vehicle crossings have been installed along with signage. New street signage for Kellen Drive, Heffler / Court Reel have been ordered. New flooring installed at the depot today. Potential snow dump postponed for this winter due to the logistics and time constraints. Letter of request from Stephanie Normore will be looked at in the spring for the walkway across 10th Street. Water and sewer manager. The manager's report was attached and reviewed. No major issues at any of the facilities, not even during the recent power outage. Maintenance is ongoing. Reservoirs are operating as per normal. Fire hydrants at Bargain Shop and Hillcrest Street are now in service. Plans moving forward for upgrades to LS number 9, LS number 2, and LS number 6. Done.
Keep going,
Scroll
yep.
down.
There might be more.
More there? Okay, we're getting educated here today. There we are, Pam. Here we are. Additional report on works and services during the power outage, November 25th to the 27th. Engineering. The manager's report was attached and reviewed. Deficiencies at the YMCA are in the process of being corrected. Storm drainage improvements through NCBF are complete. Kellen Drive and Kellen Drive Extension is complete. Final inspection performed and deficiencies remain to be completed in the spring 2022. Tendering and construction for upgrades to 3 lift stations is slated for 2022. Local roads upgrades is complete, but deficiencies remain to be completed in spring 2022. Canal upgrade project has been substantially completed. Council has approved the award of a contract for a loader to Brent Tractor and awaiting approval from DMPA. RFP for Task 2 groundwater improvements and Justin Street stormwater improvements are in the process of being prepared. 5 applications have been submitted under the 2022 ICFP, and a motion of council is required to support these applications. Okay, read all that to Nadine? Or is that stuff that we already went through? Number 4.
Yeah, that's just some stuff we talked about.
Okay,
We were just not on the details. Just the highlights.
just that, okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, we did have some discussion. Snow dumping Mitchell Pottle Street may or may not be related to the groundwater issue. In the town's best interest, it's in the town's best interest not to dump snow there. We are looking for an alternative dumping area. CBCL deficiencies noted in manager report. Deficiencies list coming and finished in spring 2022. Kellen Drive crossings in the manager's report. Chair asked that the signs be raised a little higher for better viewing. Sand monitoring report noted. Kellen Drive signs noted. Parties waste annual cost. This is budgeted annually under the sewer cleaning services. Monthly deficiency reports, water and sewer, roads and grounds. Added that the item has an opportunity for department managers to note any equipment needs in their departments. Safety protocols on work sites, equipment and infrastructure. This item was in reference to culverts left on the side of the road with no markers or signs. This site has been rectified. Good. That's that part of it, I think.
Back to your recommendations, I think.
Done deal? Okay, keep on going. Perfect. Water, this is all the stuff that I brought up here. Water metered properties currently, 41 properties currently using water meters in the community. Water meter policy needs some minor updates with respect to billing. North Mart Wars Crosswalk, the chair disagrees with the study saying that they would like would like to see a crosswalk and light in that area. Committee noted it is provincial highway and would require approval from the province. Chair said he will do further research, which I will, because I think it's very important down the lower end of the valley down there. We need more lighting down there is, and there is a lot of walkers in that area, and we're gonna fix that problem one of these days, when everything comes together. Potential cost savings, works, water and sewer and roads maintenance departments. Both managers agreed that the cost of supplies and services have increased considerably, and budgets will have to increase to compensate. But we will be looking at working with our suppliers within the community first to make sure that everybody is in a win-win situation. We support local and we get the best bang for the dollar that we're spending, and I'm sure they're all up for that, which is good. Removal of pipes uptown gateway. Engineer had advised that the project is substantially complete, and we will advise contractor to remove the metal pipes. It is a safety issue that was brought forward. Somebody, when the snow was coming and these metal pipes were sticking out of the ground, it is a very active site up there, so, and there are surrounding trees in the area, and breaking down a tree is not acceptable, I know, but having metal pipes there for somebody to get hurt on is not acceptable. So that issue is gonna be dealt with. Done? Well, thank you, done. Okay. So now, do I make a motion
Recommendations.
for that
Yeah,
accept?
yeah, do that first, yeah. Yes, you've moved. Seconder to accept his report. Seconded by Councillor Rumble. Discussion? Yes,
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Just
Councillor Rumble.
further to what Councillor Bennett had said, in his report, he did reference the snow clearing efforts from the town. Just wanted to make reference to the fact that we have heard from some residents when they have concerns regarding snow clearing. I just wanted to reiterate that our on-street parking ban and our snow clearing regulations have been posted, and just to encourage residents that when you encounter snow clearing issues, just to contact our municipal enforcement or our complaints line at 3322, or directly at the town office. So depending on when you're calling, in our business hours, you can reach us at the town office, 3321, and outside of business hours, 896-3322. But I just wanted to reiterate, because we're just beginning into the snowy weather, and so just want to make sure that everybody is aware that these regulations were posted for a reason, and that we want to make sure that we don't have any issues with anybody as far as safety goes, so.
and I'd just like to bring up that those pipes aren't gone.
They aren't?
No, as of this afternoon, the pipes are not gone, so I'm not sure if moving them now is gonna be an option. If they're not able to be moved, can we at least look at marking them similar to what the roundabout up there is marked with the, because as we get more snow, we may get someone walking who happens to go down. And I brought the issue forward from a resident, and, yeah, I'd like to see that done before. It's not at the lower one, but it is at the pipes are still there marking the trees, but they're only the size of the small trees, so once we get more snow, somebody could damage a snowmobile, or, you know, even worse, somebody walking could go down and be in a serious situation.
Perfect.
Councillor Bennett, where were those pipes?
Round the new
Up at-
walk,
yeah.
it's the beginning of the walking trail up in MOT there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right next to
Yeah.
Herb Woodward's building there.
Yeah.
They were put there to protect the little trees that they planted,
Yeah.
but they're not, but we did mark the roundabout with large, 2x2 with the orange flashing, but these ones haven't been, so
Okay.
it was brought to my attention, maybe a safety issue.
Definitely.
Okay,
We
all
need
right.
that done.
Any further discussion before we vote? All those in favor to accept the report indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded. Okay, we've accepted your report. Now, sir, your recommendations.
Okay. Municipal Services, request to borrow. Be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley Goose Bay request a loan from the Royal Bank of Canada located in St. John's for the following piece of equipment. Purpose of loan, purchase a 2008 Peterbilt Model 340 plow sand truck in the amount of $79,000, exclusive of HST, for a term of 36 months at a fixed interest rate of 3.21%, as per the results of a public tender call. B, 2022-2023 Investing in Canada Infrastructure
Oh,
Program.
just one moment, we'll vote
Sorry.
separate, we'll vote separate. Moved by Councillor
Yeah.
Bennett to approve the recommendation, or approve the, move to purchase the loader.
Sand truck, sir.
truck, I'm sorry, yes. Seconder,
A second.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Wallace. Discussion?
Is this in our budget for this year, do you know? Or is this like an emergency item?
This was something that was already on the table, I do believe, but Randy can answer that.
Yes, Councillor. We've had some equipment issues with having appropriate equipment available to do the snow clearing for this winter. And as a result, we had to go to tender for this piece of equipment. This will be budgeted for next year. Is it going to be on a lease basis? So the lease won't start until the next fiscal year.
Yes, fiscal year.
But really, then you're asking us to approve with an expense for next year based on this motion. So we're basically approving it for this year, coming out of this year's budget, but it's for next year?
The loan will carry us through 3 years, but the need is based on this year's assessment.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Are you good?
That's good.
Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded,
Nay.
motion is passed.
Okay, ready to go?
Next item, yeah.
B, 2022-2023 Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program. The Municipal Services Committee recommends the Council approve the submission of applications for the following projects in the 2022-2023 Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program. Number 1, road intersection upgrades, local roads, 800,000. Number 2, storm drainage improvements, local roads, 914,500. 2022 road resurfacing, local roads, 750,000.
Okay, it's moved that we put an application, a submission of application to the Canada Infrastructure Program for the detailed work. Seconded by Councillor Rumbold. Any discussion? Councillor Brumfield.
Again, this here really, from my perspective, is dealing with all of next year's capital works wish list, capital works projects. I do believe this really should be a budgeted item in this year's budget discussions going on.
And just one moment. So in terms of, is there a deadline that has to be, is this why we're applying for this now?
Yes, Mayor. We have probably another week to submit the motion of council. So it's recognised by the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure that the motions have to be made for this year, in this year, although it's for next year's capital works programs.
Right. And we wouldn't have to accept if budget restraints when we get to budget, if budget's an issue?
That's correct,
Okay.
Mayor. We can withdraw the applications at any time. We don't have to accept the funding
Perfect.
if it's approved.
Okay. Councillor Rumble.
That was the only point I wanted to
Okay.
make, Mayor, was that we did discuss that in our municipal services meeting, because there was, with these projects, there are a very large component of cost that we would be looking at. So we clarified with the town engineer at that time that we could withdraw at any time, but we couldn't go back and submit after the fact. So it was kind of one of those things where we said, better to put in the application and then decide if we had to withdraw than to not apply at all. So we did share Councillor Broomfield's concerns.
That's good. So it's been, any further discussion? It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, submit, or indicate with aye. Contrary-minded? And appreciate your feedback in terms of those, catching those two items, Councillor Broomfield. It's always important budget-wise to, we haven't finished that process yet, so it's a good catch. All right, we'll move into Protective Services. Councillor Duffett.
Thank you. Protective Services, we would like to extend a thank you to our Fire Chief Brad, the Fire Department, both the staff and the volunteers, as well as our Municipal Enforcement Officer. As you'll see in the package, they had an increase in number of calls this month due to the power outage. In light of that, we'd also like to send out a little reminder about the civic numbering regulations, and they can be found on our town's website. These are important that all residents look through these to be sure that their houses are following these guidelines for civic numbering, as it is important to our first responders. Our animal control officer has also been working with Wayland to create awareness on the proper dog houses with the cold weather upcoming. This is much appreciated, and it is encouraged that all residents who do have animals look into this. We'd also like to send out a little reminder, as Councillor Rumbold had noted earlier, about the winter snow clearing regulations and the winter on-street parking ban, which is on the town's website. So with that, I will make a motion to adopt our council package, our committee package for this month.
Thank you, Councillor Duffett. Move that we accept the Protective Services report. Seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Winters. Any further discussion? Just from my point, I think that the civic numbering, if you drive down any street looking for anybody's address, some houses have them, homes have the numbers clear, and others don't. It is a huge challenge for anything from a pizza delivery guy to a firefighter to an ambulance. So please take the time, and you know, that 15 minutes of putting your 2 numbers on your house, or 2 numbers in a letter maybe, or 3 numbers, may help save somebody's life. So with that, any other discussion? All those in favor, accepting report, indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, we've accepted that. We move now to the approval of checks. Oh, sorry, I'm being...
So there was something on finance.
Oh, yes, there is. One moment.
Oh,
Now
an
we're-
editor.
CAO, yep. So I'll go back. I'll turn the microphone over to Councillor Brumfield with Finance and Admin Policy.
Okay. Finance and Admin Policy, I rescind the motion. Be it resolved that Council rescind motion 20211-18 from the 5th meeting of the 13th elected council held on November 23rd, 2021, which read as follows. Proposed new policy A0057, COVID-19 mandatory vaccination. The FAP committee recommends council adopt policy A0057, COVID-19 mandatory vaccination. Because these got to be done separately, right? Yeah, okay, so that's the first motion, to rescind that motion.
So a motion to rescind has been made by Councillor Brumfield. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Bennett. Any discussion on the rescinding motion?
I'd
CAO.
just like to clarify for council, I think some may not have heard the explanation. Whenever a policy is introduced by council that affects the employment of unionized employees, the union is to receive notification, to have time to review. And I overlooked that before presenting this to council last month, so that's why I'm asking for this to be rescinded, to allow the union time to review the policy and provide feedback to myself and council on it.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. So we've heard the explanation. It's a procedural problem that we had, and now we're rectifying it. So any further discussion? All those in favor of rescinding the motion indicate with aye. Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, we've rescinded that motion. Next item, please.
Okay, the second one. Be it resolved that the council rescind motion 20211-19 from the 5th meeting of the 13th elected council held on November 23rd, 2021, which reads as follows. Proposed new policy number A0058, impairment policy. The FAP committee recommends council adopt policy A0058, impairment policy. And I would say that the explanation is the same as the previous one.
Okay. I was gonna say we'll hold that for discussion, but now that you've said it, no problem. So we, it's been moved by Councillor Brumfield to rescind the second motion. Seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Rumbold. And as already advised by Councillor Brumfield, it's a similar process that was explained by our CAO. Any further discussion? All those in favour of rescinding that motion, indicate with aye. Aye. Contrary-minded? Okay. That's it for you, sir? That's it? Yes. We'll move on now to the approval of checks. And Councillor Brumfield again.
Okay. So I move that we adopt the checks totaling $837,217.57 for the month of December.
Okay, moved by Councillor Brumfield to approve the checks in the amount of $837,217.57. Seconded by Councillor Bennett. Any discussion? All those in favour indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? All right. Councillors' forum. I think I started over there last time. We'll start over with Councillor Bennett. This time?
Perfect.
The
Thank you.
microphone is yours, sir.
Mine. Well, all I'd like to do is thank everybody around the table. I'd like to thank management and staff for this. It's been definitely a learning experience for me. I'm, as you're probably aware by now, that I'm a bit old school. I like to just have the paper in front of me, and town staff is very accommodating of that. The computer is all right too, but you know, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and their families, and I would like to wish the people of the town of Valley-Goose Bay a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. And think about the less fortunate out there. There's a lot of work to be done, and if you know of anybody and you see anybody in need of anything, you know, just that little thing that you could do could change somebody's day, could change their life, could change their family's life. So just reach out and help, and it'll all be good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bennett. Councillor Duffy.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Anne and the crew within the Community Service and Recreation Department. There were various Christmas events held throughout this month, so I imagine they were quite busy, and it was lovely to see these things again. Hopefully we can continue to do them as long as life remains somewhat normal. So thank you to them. Thank you to Wayland as well. Congrats for float winners in the Santa Parade. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone.
Thank you, Councillor Duffy. Councillor Winters.
Yeah, just being in this position for just over 2 months and being a part of 3 committees, we did, and I have, like Daryl said, it's a tremendous learning curve. We did learn so much, and we know that there's a lot more to learn. There's still a lot of information regarding town operations and updates that are constantly coming in. I got to say thank you to the town staff and the operations and all these people that make this town run, especially being so accommodating and answering our questions when asked. And other than that, saying happy holidays to everyone on council, staff, and residents of Goose Bay. Happy Valley-Goose Bay.
Thank you, Councillor Winters. Councillor Rumbold.
Thought you were going to save me for last, but
No,
you
no,
started
no.
first with me last.
I do the wings.
I want to reiterate pretty much what everybody else has said. The town staff have been so accommodating, knowledgeable, helpful. There is a big learning curve, and they have made it something that has taken away a lot of the challenge for us, so I really appreciate that. Also want to say happy holidays to everybody in the community, but I want to remind people that unfortunately this is not the most wonderful time of the year for a lot of residents. So just to keep in mind that although it's a happy time for many, it's a very sad time for many as well. And like Councillor Bennett said, if there's somebody that you can reach out to in the community that might need a helping hand, by all means. I think that there's never a time that it shouldn't be done, but this is the time that it is embraced and appreciated the most. So I think that we're seeing a lot of great things in this community. There are a lot of givers and a lot of people that help each other anyway. So for each one of us to put a little bit of that Christmas spirit behind us, I think would be much appreciated.
Thank you, Councillor Rumble. Councillor Brumfield.
Okay, I endorse what everyone else has said before me this evening. We're now entering into our final year of our first year of being elected as a council, or final month. It's only a partial year for us, and next year will be a full year, hopefully, and we'll see where we go from there. So far, like I agree with everyone else, has been a steep learning curve, even for myself, who was an employee. Now I'm looking on it from a policy side. So in that, I'll leave it short and sweet, and wish everybody a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas, and hope everyone enjoys it, and be safe, and be real careful if you're traveling outside of the province for COVID.
Thank you, Councillor Brumfield. Deputy Mayor Wallace.
Thank you. Thank you absolutely to the town staff. You have made this, I wouldn't say seamless. I wouldn't say seamless for sure, but definitely easier than had you not been so helpful and assistive. So thank you very much. Obviously, this time of year, let's take time to reflect on the year that's passed. Take time over the holidays to consider how we react, how we spend time throughout the whole year. What we do every single day matters. Every single item you do matters and has consequence, little or small. So taking that extra bit of time during this time of year really makes a difference. 2021 has been a trying year, to say the least, and taking time to be mindful and understand where someone is coming from is more important than ever. Thank you to, again, town staff and all the employees for making it such a fabulous 2 months. Would like to wish the residents a wonderful holiday season, and here's to an even better new year. Bring on 2022. Over to you.
And yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor Wallace. So I got a couple of things here that I want to bring up. One of the things is social media policy. We as a council have been, we all monitor social media, but we've been, I guess, somewhat it's been brought to light that this particular council is not active and the information doesn't flow in terms of discussions, and people don't know what's happening. But back in August 23rd, 2019, the previous council brought in a social media policy. And this council, which I'm extremely happy to be part of, have decided that we will adhere to that policy. We won't do the town council business on Facebook. We'll respond with maybe an email address or an event picture or something like that. And we will share if there's information that needs to be passed out. We conduct the business here through council meeting, and it's live streamed. If there's questions as a result of that, people can feel free to ask the CAO or send a note to the PR address. But we won't conduct the business of town by comments and providing bits and pieces of information. And anything that needs to come out from council will come out through our PR and our social media channels from whether that be Twitter or Facebook or through other media types. So we've chosen to abide by that policy that was established, and I think so far it's been pretty successful because it eliminates the confusion and the mixed messaging that people receive. So for that, I thank the rest of council with that as well. The next one is, I just want to send another thank you out to the hydro guys. It was a tremendous challenge, and we've sent them a letter, but again, it's a lot of hard work, and we appreciate it ever so much. Another issue during our outage was the process of warming centers and things along that lines. So council, as part of our budget process, will look at, there was some discussion that the Y would be a warming center, and that was part of the program that was, reason it was established, but unfortunately there wasn't a generator purchased. That part of the funding was removed with the hope of getting other funding from another source, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So that facility wasn't able to be used as a warming center. So from that, I want to send out a huge thank you to the United Church and the Pentecostal Church and the Salvation Army and the Labrador Friendship Center for their efforts during that. To all the staff, thank you very much for all the efforts during that outage. Switch over then to our Christmas activities, to our lights and that stuff. The Christmas parade was fantastic. It was great. It's a bit different standing and watching it, but when you're actually driving in it with two hooligans leaning out your sunroof, it really is a big difference, right? But there was a lot of people and a lot of smiles and that from the kids' faces. One of the things upcoming, we've discussed that we're going to look at having a coffee with the mayor scenario again, an informal discussion, and it'll be based on seniors this time, and a discussion around potential opportunities for programming or just discussions, and more news will come out in the new year with that. Outside of that, I'd like to, as Councillor Brumfield just indicated, and he looked at me, I am traveling to be with my daughter for Christmas, so I want to wish each and every person, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year. To each of you guys sitting around the table, the countless hours, it feels like a year, Councillor Brumfield, when you first said it feels like we're coming to the end of the first year. But yeah, it's a lot of information, and we've all been, I guess attendance has been, at 99% of our meetings, all 7 of us have been at the table. And that goes to show that everybody is committed, so, and I thank you for that. So, Merry Christmas to you and your families. Enjoy the couple of day break that we'll have, and we'll finish budget and stuff like that, and then we'll be on the road to a new year. And thank you to staff. It's a crazy time, and as someone who's worked for boards and stuff like that before, I can only imagine the frustration in terms of dealing with 7 new people sitting around the table, and the oh my God, here we go again stuff. But listen, it's appreciated 100%, and everybody's responded within a flick, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning because I don't sleep well, or 10 o'clock in the morning. So thanks very much for that, and I hope you all have a good break and a good Christmas as well. So. Anything from you, ma'am? Our newly appointed CAO, Mr. Dillon?
No, nothing from
Not to put you on the spot, sorry.
Just like to wish everyone a happy new year and a happy holidays and so on. So,
Yeah.
and like Councillor Wallace said, or Councillor Brofield said, everyone stay safe.
Absolutely, I'll do that. And I just will note that it's nice. It's nice to see our local CBC reporter here this evening, or one of our local reporters, and it's very nice to see. So, with that, if nobody has anything else further to bring, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. And it's made by Councillor Brumfield, and the meeting is adjourned.